Whatever.
We're live right now, you know.
Oh, we are?
Yeah,
Okay.
we are. And it's on my channel.
Whatever. I do whatever I want. Uh-oh.
Oh, boy. You're in trouble.
I'm in trouble. I'll be right back.
All right. Oh, whoops.
Whatever.
What's happening, guys? Sorry if this is ridiculously late. This is an impromptu stream that me and Jimmy decided to do after roasting marshmallows with his brother and then eating dinner. So we decided we'd have a little live stream for fun. And first of all, I want to say the title of this is not supposed to be clickbait.
It's clickbait.
Shush.
It's clickbait.
No,
He's a liar. He's lying to you. It's clickbait. He knew it was clickbait. Jimmy, I got the perfect title. It's going to be great. It's going to spook everybody.
oh my gosh. No, the first thing I do want to say, though,
They
is...
say, oh, Lordy! No!
How many marshmallows did you eat?
Way too many. Like 5 s'mores, I think.
Oh my gosh. And I had one.
And then we had spaghetti. And I had like 3 pieces of garlic bread. I'm a little wired. Oh, yeah, and 2 Diet Cokes.
I had to give you Diet Coke before we went live.
Yeah, it's all good.
Okay, the point is, what I was going to say was...
Yeah.
I do want to say I feel really bad for everybody who's under the auspices of the Maker Faire division of Make getting laid off. I genuinely feel bad for you guys. It
sucks.
It sucks. Yeah,
it sucks.
It hurts. And I want to say I'm really sorry for that. But what we're going to say is no offense to those people. We're talking just the event as general. So I figure I should do that disclaimer at the beginning because I know some people are going to say we're hating on the company. We're not. We're just saying where we feel it went wrong and where they could have done differently. But we genuinely feel bad for everybody who's laid off. Some of them I actually follow on Twitter and do some very cool things. So my heart goes out to you guys, but I really hope you can find something bigger, something better, something more awesome, and wishing you guys the best of luck with that.
Go to work for Tested. They're taking over.
No joke. We are going to get into that.
Tested is going to be the new Amazon. They're going to take it all over.
They're going to become the Amazon of the maker community.
What's the first thing that happened? What's the first thing I said whenever you said, did you hear that this might be the last year for Maker Faire? What was the first thing I said?
Oh, it's going to become the Tested.com event next year. Yeah.
There ain't no way stinking Adam is not going to take and have his mouthpiece. And that is his baby. It has been his baby for years.
And it will continue to be.
It will continue to be his baby.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's got an audience that comes there every year specifically to see him. And how many people do you think show up there for his speech on that Sunday?
A lot.
Okay. For this Sunday, when it was pouring cats and dogs, how many people do you think were out there? Just
a couple thousand, I'm guessing. Okay. I didn't go to see that though because I was inside doing other things. But other years, I know how it is. Literally, it is a wall of people, and then where the bleachers are is a wall of people. Heck, I always tell my story of how I found Danielle in the crowd because she needed a battery swap. Is I just looked for the orange camera rig that was hanging up in the air. And I'm not making it up. It was literally that thick with people. I was genuinely concerned. Was I going to be able to find her in the crowd, not realizing she was doing this the whole time, holding the camera in the air?
You hit the ceiling.
I don't care. The ceiling didn't fall down. But the point is, I mean,
it's a lot of carbs. A lot of carbs.
But now the reality
is, I'm gonna go Alex Jones up in here now.
Oh, geez.
It's a conspiracy.
Rip headphone users. No, but
I apologize for that.
Yeah. The thing is, though, it's like Jimmy does have a point. Adam's Sunday sermon, his talk, whatever the heck you want to call it, is his baby. I mean, the guy probably I think he's actually flown in from events across the country to go there and do that. He's done that like every year. And I have to hand it to the guy for sticking around and doing autographs afterwards for a couple of hours. I mean, the guy's probably tired from talking and then doing other things. And then he's nice enough to stick around and sign autographs with people. I got to give him some thumbs up for that. That's definitely not easy, and it definitely meant a ton to Danielle when she finally got to meet Adam in person, because she had seen their live show back in Thousand Oaks a couple of years ago, but the problem was to get meet and greet tickets was ridiculously expensive. So she never got to meet Adam and or Jamie. So to finally get to meet them for effectively free, because my mom flew her up there, she was able to stay at grandma's house, and I got her the media pass. She was blown away. So yeah,
but she did have to hang out with you. So was it really free?
Well, she got to hang out with Rick as well, who was nice enough to buy Dole Whips for both of us. So she was blown away by that too. Man. Yeah, and then Bill Sweetie Corner came on over and crashed it. Oh, it was so much fun.
That's good.
Yeah, no, it was good. That was a really, really good year of Maker Faire, because we also had Angus out there. We had Tom, who was an actual real person.
Tom was here the following Maker Faire. You think of two different Maker Fairs.
Good. No, Tom was there at the year that Angus was there.
No.
Yes, he was, because Danielle was filming us.
Tom and Angus have never been at the same place at the same time.
Thank you. My bad.
First Maker Faire that I went to was the one where Angus was there.
Oh, right.
I was interviewing Joel. Angus, when we were talking about Angus going to beat Joel, Angus was like literally less than 10 feet away, getting his backpack out from under the table. And that's the reason why we were both of us looking off to the side and laughing, is because Angus is like looking up to us and we're waiting for him to just like, oh. He just had the look on his face like he's going to say something or do something, but he didn't do it.
And the funny thing was, at the Matter Hackers event, was it? Yeah, it was at the Matter Hackers event for Joel's 100K is when Angus rolled over to 100K.
Right.
Which is when I made him the fidget spinner for congrats on 100K. Right.
That was
okay.
Maker Faire before, not Maker Faire before last. It was
2 years.
Maker Faire before last. Yeah.
2 years ago.
And then last year, not this last one, but the previous one was the one that
Tom and Danielle and
because I'm like, you're real. Oh my God. You're much shorter than I thought you'd be.
The best part was Tom knew who we were, and I'm like, you know who I am? Oh
yeah, he's like, hi Jimmy. I'm like, you know me?
I know the feeling.
You know him too?
Like when I literally this year at Maker Faire, when I finally got to meet Evan and Caitlin, I was going to introduce myself, and they already knew who I was. Like they were like, oh, I know who you are. I'm like, yeah, I'm the Nomad Silly Company. Oh yeah, we know who you are. And I'm like, what?
And honestly, if Maker Faire does not continue, it will be a travesty, because that was the opportunity for you to meet people like Angus,
Joel, Chuck, you, Tom,
me,
Clarissa.
Come on. Nobody wants to see me.
Everybody,
no.
Rick loves you. Okay, Rick loves you.
Rick is one of the few. He's one of the few.
You know what? My mom loves you too.
Does she?
Yeah.
Well, tell her I love her too.
Mom, if you're watching this, Jimmy says he loves you too.
I won't go continue that.
No, my dad watching this.
Your dad would kill me.
Honey.
How's it go? Word to your mother. Remember that one?
Yeah. Vanilla ice, baby. No, but that's the thing, though. I mean, it's like it was the year that I think it was last year is when I got to meet Alan and Elijah, who ended up being on Mythbusters Jr. before they were shooting the show and before they could go public about it, which was really, really cool, because otherwise I would have never met them, because Allie lives somewhere in South Dakota and Elijah's out in Brooklyn, New York. So what are the odds that I'd ever get to meet them outside of that event?
True.
I wouldn't. You know, and I got to be really good friends with Elijah and his dad. And it was cool when I got to see them this year, because his dad was telling me all kinds of hilarious stories from the set, things I didn't know that I didn't hear from other people. It was really cool, though, just to get there and talk to people I normally wouldn't get to see. You know, I got to see Kayla from Build Tack again, which was cool. And then,
do you know who I got to see?
Who did you get to see?
Coco.
You got to see Conan O'Brien?
I got to see Conan O'Brien.
How far were you from him?
About from here to that door.
Oh my gosh.
He was passing by, somebody grabbed him and says, Conan! And he took a selfie with him and goes on.
That is awesome.
I'm surprised he stopped for a selfie, to be honest with you. But he was filming too. He was going through the camera filming.
Oh, nice. I wonder if he ended up putting it on the...
I don't know, because I don't get that channel. He's on TBS or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't get that channel, so I don't know.
I mean, I've watched clips of the guy and he's funny, but I'm not exactly like a late night TV person. But he's been there like every single year that
I used to love watching his show when he was the the one after the Tonight Show.
Yeah, with Jay
And
Leno.
then he got the Tonight Show, and I don't know, it never felt like his.
Well, was Jay Leno doing the Tonight Show before?
Well, Jay Leno was doing the Tonight Show, and then Conan O'Brien got promoted from the Late Show to the Tonight Show. And then Jay Leno retired, but he didn't retire because they brought him in for another show. Previous to that show, they really did, forgive me for saying this, they really did screw him over pretty good. They didn't really give him the full reins to it. They're like, here's a half a rein. We'll see what you can do for the next 6 months. Yeah, you're not doing so hot. Jay, come back. Please come back over here.
Well, I mean, here's the thing.
Show this redheaded fool how it's done, because he has no clue.
Well,
none.
To be honest, though, it's kind of hard to match the likes of Jay Leno.
Yes.
I mean,
but then they turn around Jimmy Fallon. They're like, here, take it all.
That dude sucks.
Jimmy Fallon, he's good. But once again, it's one of those where it's like,
you can't fill the previous guy's shoes.
No, you can't. And honestly, everybody has felt the same way about Jay Leno.
Yeah.
Because there is absolutely no replacing Johnny Carson.
Yeah, exactly.
Johnny Carson was
Johnny Carson.
The Tonight Show.
You'll never replace.
And quite honestly, they should have just ended the Tonight Show and called it something else after Johnny Carson retired. They should have. Jay Leno grew into it over a long time.
Yeah,
a long time. But he grew into it to the point where everybody accepted he was the
next Johnny Carson.
And then they're like, who's Johnny Carson?
Yeah. Okay, you want to know a funny story involving Jay Leno, though? It was at a car show somewhere. He had one of his steam-powered vehicles, and my dad wanted to get a photo of me in front of the thing. The thing is like 10 feet away, going probably 5 miles an hour. And my dad's trying to take a photo of me, and I'm probably like having none of it. And then Jay Leno, I guess, yells at my dad to get that kid out of the way. And I'm like, great. So I got yelled at by Jay Leno as a kid.
Here's an interesting little tidbit for you guys.
Oh, Jimmy Shaw's tidbit?
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
So, do you remember back when they used to do all the advertisements for Publishers Clearinghouse?
Yeah.
Who was their spokesman back in the day that was associated with somebody from The Tonight Show?
I only remember the Ed McMahon ones.
Okay, you remember Ed McMahon as being on the part of Publishers Clearinghouse, right?
Yes, because there was the joke where he was doing something else and everybody thought he was there with PCH.
Everybody in the comments, do me a favor. If you remember this, please post it in the comments. Go ahead and say, yeah, I remember. Oh my God, that went fuzzy, man. What'd you do to it? It was focusing on your hair. We got to get that taken care of, man.
Oh, jeez.
If you remember this, please post in the comments. Say something.
Lightspeed remembers.
Okay, you remember. Okay. Yes, that's right. Same one from Star Search as Ed McMahon, Publishers Clearinghouse. Now, open another browser, go to Google, and type in Ed McMahon what's the word? Spokesman for Publishers Clearinghouse. It'll blow your mind. They claim it never happened. I am not joking.
Really? Why would they
open
do
up
that?
The search?
Why would they do that?
You'll see.
What did he like?
It blew my mind because this came from one of those videos I watched recently, and I'm like, no. This is as bad as that Berenstein Bear garbage.
Oh no.
See there? Never happened.
You never worked for PCH.
He did. And I remember those commercials.
I do too.
I'm telling you, something messed up in this world, man. Make Magazine going under, Maker Faire going away, Ed McMahon not being part of Publishers Clearinghouse. It's like a government conspiracy.
Dude, the Matrix is glitching right now. Oh, hi, Aunt Nancy. I saw Aunt Helen earlier, and she says hi.
How you doing, Aunt Nancy?
So TK is going, not something we ever seen in the UK. Yeah, well, I'll try and find a link to it.
Everybody remembers it. Publishers Clearinghouse, Ed McMahon. Everybody remembered it. And man shows up to your house with a $1 million check because you bought a bunch of magazines that you didn't need because you thought that was going to help you win your money, and they never came west of the Mississippi.
There's Ed McMahon, right?
No, that's not Ed McMahon.
Never mind. They probably purged it.
That's Ed McMahon right there. That's Ed McMahon right there.
Yeah, but that's not the commercial that I'm looking for with him and PCH.
No, it's not. But that's what he looks like.
Yeah. No, I remember him from the... Oh, man, he looks old.
Well, he's not around anymore.
Yeah.
That was like a few years ago. Pretty sure didn't he pass away? Pretty sure he did.
I don't know. All I know is there was a really funny commercial for something, and then they kept thinking that Ed McMahon... Here we go. You're
gonna get yourself all copyright flagged here.
It's not gonna pick it up. Point is,
they swear up and down that he never did it, but I explicitly remember it.
There's seriously got to be something going on there that they're trying to hide that they don't want to come out.
Prize Patrol was Publishers Clearinghouse. That's correct.
I remember something with them on Parking Wars because Sherry was filling out one of those PCH things while her and Garfield were cruising around, and then they put the caption, "Sherry still has not won like $1 million yet," or something like that. It was kind of depressing. But
but there's a lot of stuff anymore is just not right.
Yeah, no, I mean, the one thing here's some pointers though that we were talking about before we went live regarding Maker Faire, where we were having our sketty dinner, which was really good, by the way. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's good.
A couple of things to keep in mind is one, the price of admission, at least to Maker Faire San Mateo or Barry Maker Faire, same thing. It's just a location, was ridiculously expensive if you actually bought tickets to go to it. It was, what was
early bird was like $60, $62. I think maybe $63 per day. Not on Friday.
Nope.
Friday was more expensive, even though it was only started at 1 o'clock.
And the time that Danielle was there, Rick said they didn't even open the gates till like 2:30.
Right.
I mean,
and then they closed at 7.
Yeah.
So why would you spend more money for that day?
Less people, but it's kind of stupid.
Yeah, less people who are still setting up.
Yeah, it's effectively setup day.
And then if you waited, then it was what, $70, $72?
About, yeah, $72 when you include the Eventbrite online purchasing convenience fee, which you can't get around.
Yeah, or you can pay at the gate, and then how much was it at the gate?
Don't want to know.
Probably 75 or something like that. Who knows?
But the thing is, if I was buying tickets early bird discount because I'm a college student, I could spend $62 for both days, but that does not include my transportation to and from the event. I was living in Daly City for school, or when I was living in San Francisco, effectively the travel distance is about the same. So for easy math, we'll just say San Francisco. If I was going to go from San Francisco to the event, I'd have to go from where I was staying to a BART or Caltrain station. So that was probably about $225 back in the day if I didn't have a monthly pass. So that's $225. That's $450 round trip just for that. Because my transfer only lasted 90 minutes, and there's no way I could go there and come back for 90 minutes. And I have to buy a two-zone Caltrain ticket or a BART ticket to Millbrae, which was another, like, we'll just say $5 each way. So that's up to what, 14, almost, we'll just say $15 just to get my butt to the event on top of the $60 that I spent. So $30 for both days. So now we're up to $90. And then if Calvin wants to buy anything at the event, like food or something, well, tack on $10 a day to buy a bottle of water, probably, because things out there are ridiculously cheap and they frown upon you sneaking things in there. But I will openly admit I snuck things in there and I don't care.
Can't do that.
He never searched my bag, so.
I never took anything in there. You mean I could have took my own corn dog and not paid $6 for a corn dog? Actually, was it $6 or was it $8? I think it was $8.
$8 sounds about right. $6 probably got you a hot dog.
Yeah, I think it was the corn dog. I think was like $8. It was all soggy because we were eating in the rain.
Oh,
remember? Oh, that's right. You weren't with us.
No, I was out in Elk Grove that day.
It was Rick. Rick was with me.
I'll ask Rick about it if he comes in the chat. But the point is, effectively, we'll just say for 2 days, it's going to cost you about $100. And if you wanted to park on site, that was no cheaper.
You snuck. You're the reason they're going under. It's all because of you, Calvin. It's all because of you.
You know what,
it's
Jimmy?
all your fault.
It's always my fault at the end of the day. And you know what? I'm tired of it. I ain't gonna put up with it no more. No, but the point is, it's like how much was parking? How much was parking for you guys?
Like $40. We parked across the street.
Like $40 each day. Oh, and here's the best part.
Oh, I went one day. I couldn't afford to go a second day.
And here's the best part for this year. I could tell things were up because they silently removed over half of the shuttle buses that they were previously trying to get everybody to use because they were trying to, save parking spaces for those who really needed them at the event. They mysteriously made the Millbury shuttle go away, which was a crazy popular bus route.
Well, they took the bicycle ride thing, all that area out there, and that was all parking.
Wow.
They turned it into parking.
Because before they had a huge bicycle parking area to try and incentivize people riding their bike over there, which is fair. People would rather...
Hashtag it's Calvin's fault.
It's always my
yes.
It's always my fault, Steven. It is always my fault. That's what I figured out.
We got to start that on Twitter.
Oh, jeez.
Hashtag it's Calvin's fault.
It's going to be fun.
All because of the corn dogs.
Stinking corn dogs. No,
all because you didn't go down on a corn dog. They're going under.
You know what? The previous year, Danielle bought beignets, Danielle bought churro, and Danielle bought Dole Whip, and we bought and she bought tacos. Yeah,
Did you eat any of this?
Yes, I ate some of this.
So you had Danielle buy your food for you.
I actually bought it for her.
I thought you said Danielle bought it.
Well, I reimbursed her.
You reimbursed her. With money?
I plead the fifth on that one.
Yes. A pyro design. It's your fault, Calvin. Oh, your fault. Yeah. It's all your fault. Yeah.
We're going to start shanking each other with like printer parts.
I had way too much sugar. I had way too much caffeine.
This is bad.
I needed it.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've gotten loaded.
This is how Jimmy gets high, everybody. He just binges on sugar and caffeine and watch what happens. But no, the thing is, though, it's like this year, though, when I got to the Millbury train station and I parked my car and I don't see a sign thing for the bus, I'm like, I literally double checked on my phone that day was Maker Faire. Because I'm like, I made the mistake of showing up to an event on the wrong day. It happens. We all do it at some point in our life. And I'm like, no, Maker Faire's today.
You mean like going to the boardwalk today because we were supposed to be going to see all the Woodies that were there for the show that doesn't start for 2 weeks? Beth, where's all the Woodies at? They're supposed to be here.
They're not.
Oh, look, it starts on the 21st.
Nah, we'll pull up.
Oh, well, we got to walk around the boardwalk.
At least you made the most of it.
$20 for parking later.
Oh, no thanks.
Yeah, they rape you now.
No kidding. But no, the thing is, it's like when I didn't see the shuttle bus there, I knew something was up. Because that shuttle bus always had a line of people to go to it. They used to have school buses, and then they started using Amtrak-style charter buses to take more people there. That's how many people were riding the route. And then when that was gone, I had to run and catch a Caltrain, which wasn't horrible. But I instantly knew something was up when they got rid of over like 3/5 of the shuttle buses were gone. I'm like, yeah, that's not a good sign.
I know, Travis, I do need to lay off the sugar. I normally don't eat that sugar, but I was invited over to eat s'mores, and I couldn't turn my niece and nephews down. So I went over there and I had s'mores with them.
It's all Maxie's fault. She gave you way too many
Calvin
s'mores.
went over there too. He partook of the s'mores.
You called me on over.
You partook of the s'mores. You had what, 2 of them?
One.
You had 1.
I had 1.
And they're really good too, by the way.
Maxie did a good job cooking them.
Yes, she did. They were
I was expecting some big old.
I need a 12-step program. I need a 12-step program. First, I got to admit that I've got a problem.
Do you have a problem, Jimmy? Okay, good.
I've got a problem.
That's the first step.
They got to make amends. I'm sorry for saying it's your fault.
No, you're not. I know you're truly not.
But... And even he admitted it too, that he's sorry that he said that you're the problem, even though you are.
Now we're back at step 1.
I believe the message said before it got retracted that he doesn't know you, but he hates you. So
Yeah, you already said that before. It's all fine.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, and then I must give up to a higher power. Okay.
I mean,
I don't know what the rest of it is, but I'll figure it out as we go.
What happened to the plaques that used to be on the wall right there?
Oh, they're back there.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Scared me there for a second, dude. No, so I mean, the thing was though, it's like I'd seen a couple weeks before the event. The thing I'd also noticed over the years was the amount of attendance at Maker Faire had just declined.
No, I didn't notice that much of a decline in
I meant
attendance.
like people that we knew going, because it was like the first year that I went, I knew nobody. Then the second year was when you went, right?
Well, I went there.
Can't remember.
2017. Yeah, I went to 2017 was my first year there. Because I was going to go good in 16, but that's when I had to go pick up my mom at San Francisco because she went on a cruise.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so that was 2016. So
I
2017 I went.
I think I went 16 because you wanted to go and you didn't. So I think my first Maker Faire was 15.
Yeah.
Because by 16 I knew some people. 17 you went.
18 I went.
18 I went with Danielle, and then 19 we both went on different days.
Yeah, but we both went last year too.
Yeah.
That's when we got to sit down with Joe and on the grass, and he's over there chatting up the magnificent Danielle.
Trying to steal her from
I can't blame him. I would too. I would too.
Joe?
But if my wife was 2 states away, I would too.
There is so much footage that never made it into the final cut for obvious reasons.
I was cracking up. Oh, no, he was a good guy. He's a good guy.
He was a good guy.
He did do nothing bad.
I still had to vote though. The best part was before we went live, the actual video part.
We were having a pretty good conversation. It's a good thing that didn't get recorded.
I still love the part though when Joe asks the question and Danielle looks at Joe and she's about ready to smack him in the face, and you look over.
So tell me, are you two together? And you're over there like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And Daniel's like, oh no, we're not. And he's like, really? That's kind of disappointing. So
how was your Maker Faire?
Calvin's over there. I'm going to hell.
Well, you guys got to remember, Joe was a last-second addition to that whole chat. The original plan was it was going to be me, Jimmy, and Danielle, and then we had just got done talking with Tom, and Joe was standing there, and I'm like, Joe, do you want to join us for a little hangout thing? And Joe's like, yeah, sure, that's fine. That sounds like a great idea.
Up to that point, Calvin had
video.
never met Joe. He had never met him in person. He'd never really had that much of interaction with him.
Just on Twitter.
Yeah,
so I didn't know what to expect of the guy.
Thing is, I had already met Joe in Utah. I went to dinner with him, went to his house, got to hang out with him at his house. He did an interview. I did an interview. I got to see his area where he keeps all his printers. We got to hang out for a long time. It was really cool. So I'd already met him before. And then he comes to Maker Faire. This is like seeing an old friend because we're friends, right? Yeah. And you're like, I don't know. Is he a nice guy? I'm like, dude, he's really cool. You're gonna get a kick out of him. He's really cool. Boom. And as soon as he meets him, he's like they know each other forever. But it's funny because he goes and calls me up and says, Jimmy, where are you at? I'm like, I'm over here by named off whatever building it was. And he's like, dude, get over here. Get over here. I'm like, where at? Come to the very last building. Come down the side. I need you to meet this guy. I need you to meet this guy. And I walk up, and he's talking with Joseph Prusa. He didn't know that I already knew Joseph Prusa. And Joseph's like, hi, Jimmy. You two know each other? It was like, he's like, Joseph, you've got to give him a printer. You've got to give him a printer. Do you know what his viewership's like? And
do you know his ratio of male to female viewers?
Selling me like nothing. I'm like, dude, you are the best PR agent I could have ever asked for.
Wasn't he like trying to sell you on the fact that you have like like almost 10% of your viewership was female versus
At that time, I actually did have 10. I think it was 10%,
or just
viewership.
around that, which is
It's dropped down now. I'm down to I think 7.2 now. So.
Most people on average are about 2 to 3%.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. According to what the stats are. Now, what I say with the stats is just because it says that does not mean that, you know, somebody is not watching it through somebody else's account. So it, you know, it's a very ambiguous number, because the reality is you could be watching a bunch of videos on your friend's computer or through a friend's YouTube account, and whatever it's set for is not even accurate. So I don't take that number to be correct. Or say there's 5 people watching and they're all females, but you're doing it through your boyfriend's account. That's not going to show up as a female view.
Why would they do it through the boyfriend's account? Why are you being so sexist for, man? Maybe they just
being honest.
Maybe they, because it's a social platform, maybe they just don't want people to know that they're a woman.
You know what?
Because they don't want strange guys like you hitting them up.
Oh, hey, I've got the Chep X-Acto
oh,
knife.
Oh, God, here we go. Don't you dare bring up that Facebook video.
Not even going there. Nope.
That's so wrong.
Oh, gosh.
That's so wrong.
You need to sit down with your wife, man.
She wants to watch that stuff. That's fine, but don't show it to me. I don't want to see that.
I was cringing. I don't
want to see no guy going and cutting on some other guy's. Right. That ain't right.
Moving on to
what did you think I was going to say? I said junk. I did not say.
Okay, moving on to why we thought Maker Faire was.
I did not say. Junk. I hit the button, by the way.
I know. Okay, Mr. Hyperpants, let's talk about our theories about why Maker Faire was dying.
There ain't nobody even watching. That chat has not moved in like 10 minutes, so.
Whatever. Okay, moving on to why we thought it was dying, though. The biggest issue is, here's some stats. Besides the ridiculous amount of money that it takes for one person to get into the event, unless you apply for a media pass. I get it. Everybody else is subsidizing the media pass, but to me, that's kind of stupid, because then the weight of admission falls on everybody else, and all the moochers get in for free.
Well, there's another aspect to that too. Technically, it is advertisement for next year's Maker Faire, because then they would, if people are sharing what happened at this Maker Faire, that promotes the next Maker Faire. And that's the way Maker Faire has been. It's been a growing trend over the years, getting more and more people involved. So is it really that you have other people offsetting the price of other people coming in and doing the advertisement for you, or would you consider that ad revenue?
What I mean is the people who are paying for the admission are subsidizing the people getting in for free. I'm talking about it strictly in that sense. But I get your point. At the end of the day, the thing is, though, to have a booth, if you were a maker at the event,
let's go beyond the $70 a person going in there. Let's go beyond that. How much is a 10 by 10 booth at Maker Faire?
According to what we've been told, minimum 25 grand.
25 grand. That's not including on a corner. That's not including a double or a triple booth. We're just talking a 10 by 10
which is
booth.
Very tiny once you get one table in there and one printer and 3 people behind it.
Yeah.
Build Tech, anybody from Build Tech can chime in and will tell you it's cramped in there.
The very first year, I'll have to see if I can find that video where me and Joel were talking. It was when we were doing a live stream like this.
Mm-hmm.
And we were discussing the price that Matter Hackers paid for that first year that I had went there, which was 2017. They had a lounge area. Okay, they had 3D printed chairs, and that was just a really nice setup they had.
They even had a couch.
Did they?
I think they may have had a couch.
I know they sit on the couch.
I know that. Well, I know last year when I went with Danielle, they had a couch.
Yeah, last year they did. The year I went there, they had a table and they had 2.
Right, because they had the filming corner.
Right, and that's where I was. I filmed with Chuck Hillebuck and Joel, and then Travis, bless his soul, thank you so much for it. He was the one to take care of the camera because my Osmo decided it wanted to do the little And Joel's behind the camera with Beth. And he's like, and he pokes it and he turned it off.
We'll never forgive you, Joel.
I finished the interview with Chuck, and then they tell me that, oh, it quit filming. What? And I'm like, Chuck, I am so sorry. I apologize. And he goes, no, let's go ahead and do it again. I'm like, I'm not going to ask you to do that again. He's like, no. And he says, I think we should go ahead and do it again. And so we redid the interview, which I can't thank him enough. I mean,
that was so nice.
I did not expect that. And I'm very fortunate that he wanted to do that, because honestly, I wouldn't have blamed him a bit. But yeah, it's Travis is the one. He stood there for 2 interviews with that cell phone. Stinking trooper right there,
oh,
man.
Yeah. MVP right there, dude.
He's my hero, I'll tell you.
Yeah, no. So the thing is,
people.
So the thing is, though, for if you're selling things, to have a postage stamp booth there, that doesn't include flying your people out there. Doesn't include hauling any of your supplies out there. Probably doesn't even include labor to set the booth up.
No.
Which is unionized, so they're paying good for that.
Well, they set their own booths up.
Or if they were to hire help to set the booths up, they would have to do it through union labor, which I'll bet you some companies probably do. They probably ship their stuff ahead and then pay somebody to set it up so that way they can fly.
No, Matter Hackers that year took and had their meetup down there at their place, and they drove a van with a trailer, I believe, up.
I'm talking maybe like out of the country companies. They could afford it.
They would have to fly everything in.
Well, I'm saying, though, for them, it might be easier to just pay somebody to set the booth up, fly their people out, pay somebody to tear the booth down, and ship it back. In that case, it's probably easier and cheaper for them to do that, because then they only have to, and say they're doing multiple events, maybe they just have a storage unit in the United States where they just keep everything for USA-based shows. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't know a whole lot about trade shows, so I'm just speculating, but I would not be surprised. Yeah. But the point is, if you were to have a booth for selling items there, it was really expensive. Now, mind you, if you were a maker, you could not sell anything. I believe you could take donations, but you could not actively sell anything.
Right.
And that was free.
Yeah.
But I mean, now that I know that,
well, let's face it, Maker Faire would not be Maker Faire without people actually there showing what they could do.
No.
That's the whole premise of Maker Faire was the largest show and tell on earth.
That was their selling point.
That was a selling point for Maker Faire. It was for people to go and show, this is what we've got. This is how we did it. Like the guy with the Rubik's Cube. Did you see him?
No.
Oh my God, dude.
I was dying by the time I got to there.
This Rubik's Cube, he had it set up. You could take it, do all that to it. He would set it down and it would plump, 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 and it solved itself.
I saw videos of it though.
Yeah, I saw that thing in person. That thing was awesome. One of the nicest guys you met too.
I mean, the thing is though, by the time I got out, because let's see, Friday, what did I do Friday? I think Friday I hung out for this year's Maker Faire. Friday I hung out with Joe. Yeah. I took him around SFSU, showed him all our Makerspace stuff. We went to Costco. We had lunch. I dropped him off back at his hotel. Then I had to run out to Walnut Creek and deal with my Moai, which was acting up. Dealt with that. So by the time I got back on Friday, I was toast. Then Saturday, I drove up to Sacramento to drop off my roommate because she wanted to check out Sacramento. I went about 20 minutes south to Elk Grove for a mall train event and had a bunch of like retired guys asking me a bunch of questions about 3D printing and my 3D printer, which was really awesome. Don't get me wrong. They learned a lot. Really nice, really fun. Didn't get back till late that night either. And then by the time Sunday rolled around, I was just dead. My knee was killing me and it was pouring rain, so that didn't help. The weather was not the most enjoyable.
Speaking of 3D printers.
Yes.
Are you going to do a live stream tomorrow or are you going to do
I'm going to do an actual video.
Somebody got a new printer.
So now I don't have to steal his all the time.
Yeah.
I bet he's happy.
At least it got used.
Yeah. No, that thing is nice.
Yeah, you're going to love that one.
Oh, yeah. The one thing I am considering doing is seeing if it's possible to get, just over time, to see if it's possible to get the parts anodized clear or red, because I'd love to do like a black, red, and silver.
So see, how are you going to anodize it clear?
Take and bead blast off the old anodize. Or machine new parts. I'll figure it out.
How do you anodize clear?
You just take the raw aluminum and then you anodize it. You don't put any dye in it.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
thought anodizing was adding the color to it.
No, the dye is completely optional. Most anodizing is actually not colored, but they do it to color it because you can make unique colors for the parts. So they'll do that also for color coding on equipment for, say, fuel lines or things like that. They'll actually color it so that way they know this is this style of fitting, that's that style of fitting for, say, aircraft or race cars or things like that. Because all anodizing is just building up a aluminum oxide layer.
Sugar's wearing off. No! That should get another Coke.
You
want to back up, man.
I need to buy you another case. Oh my gosh. You drug dealer.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Oh, snap.
Jimmy found the belly flops. I'm good. I'm good.
That was not the best combination in the whole world.
Oh gosh, that smell. Okay, so the point is though, it's like
popcorn, peach.
Is there some earwax in there or pencil shavings?
I think it's pencil shavings.
Oh gosh.
But you know what? It's candy.
Yeah. No, but the thing was though with Maker Faire, their selling point was it was supposed to be the largest show and tell on earth, and it definitely was a big show and tell. But the problem is, you know, I understand that they have their corporate sponsors and whatnot, and that's all well and great. They need that to run an event of that size because they've got to rent the event space. They got to rent a ton of security people. They got to, you know, get permits from the city. They've got to rent private security for inside the event. They've got to have, you know, medical staff on site because they have multiple first aid stations with licensed EMTs and ambulances at the ready just in case. They got to do stuff probably with the fire marshal because there's all kinds of fire stuff. I mean, heck, on Sunday when I got there, I saw the fire marshal running through, double checking everything was, you know, had fire extinguishers, everything for the fire stuff was up to code. They had all the proper stuff. You know, there's a lot of stuff that goes into that, and that costs money.
Yeah.
And I totally get it. It's not a cheap event to run. But I think the biggest problem was, and this is something that happened, I was talking when I got to meet Maker Block on Twitter. I don't know his first name. He just introduced himself as that. We were talking and his wife was there as well. And we all agreed the biggest problem with Maker Faire is every single year, though, it's been the same event over and over. They don't really turn over new things over there. And in one sense, that's nice because then if you bring a friend there, you know the Bay Area Garden Railway Society is going to be there. You know the Crucible is going to be there with their sweet exhibits. You know there's going to be at least some crazy walking thing over there. But the problem is, after a while, that gets kind of old when it's just the same Bay Area Garden Railway Society, the same walking robot thing, the same person on whatever day doing a talk on the same topic, probably. That's not to say I wasn't saying
we're trying to get him to take it over. We're not trying to take and discourage him from taking it over.
I meant other people doing talks.
Oh, okay.
The point is, though, it's like after a while, you just kind of feel like, I mean, I'll be honest, after the second year of going to Maker Faire, the reason why I went was to meet new people, not so much to see all the stuff, because I'd seen all the stuff before. You can only see Bruce's booth so many times. You can only see Build Tax booth so many times before you've seen it before. And it's totally cool to go on over there and hobnob and say hi and go, oh, yeah, check out the new product. You know, that's all great. But at the same time, it's just kind of like, it's the same flex plate, it's the same PEI sheets, the same Prusa printer. You know.
You're so wrong. It's the relationships, man. It's the relationships.
I get that, but I'm
supposed to go there and say, hey, Joseph, what's up, my buddy, my pal, man? What's up, man? What's up, dog? Yeah, come on.
Oh, yeah, dude.
You know,
what's
you're
up,
supposed to go
Holmes?
there and supposed to say, what's up?
What's up, Jimmy J? What's happening, my bro?
Yeah.
What can I do for you today?
Oh, it's the same old printers. You don't do that to people. Oh, same old Build Tack. You're supposed to say, that is awesome. You know what, sir? That right there will solve all your problems right there. No matter what print you got, it will stick to that. You know why? Because that stuff will stick. You want to print the stick? That's what you use to stick it with.
Might not be able to get it off, but you can totally stick it with it.
Glue is so old-fashioned. What you need you some build tack.
This is so early rep wrap days, people. I don't ever want to see this again unless you're doing nylon. But even then, go with Garolite. Glue stick is so bad. Smug face.
Garolite. What's Garolite?
There's various blends of it. There's just regular G10, which is effectively fiberglass.
What's Garolite?
It's
a build service or what?
Yeah, it's a
build tack.
Garolite though works really well with nylon.
Build tack.
Have you tried printing nylon directly on build tack?
No.
I dare you to try it.
Will this printer print nylon?
Yeah, it'll do nylon.
What's maximum temperature? What's the temperature you need for nylon?
245 to 260 on average.
That won't do it.
There is nylon.
So once again, why would I put Garolite on that printer when I can use build tack?
Because nylon.
Because build tack's better.
Somebody please send this guy a roll of nylon filament so I can prove to him why I'm right.
Well, then I need a printer that'll print nylon. What printer do I have here that'll get 245? Come on. I'm waiting. Which one will go to 245?
The Artillery 3D Sidewinder X1.
Will I go to 245?
Should do 260.
There's a difference between should and will. I don't think it goes up to that much.
Really?
Why don't you look it up? Look up the specs. Go ahead.
Tracy, where are you when we need you?
Look what he's trying to do to your printer, Tracy. This is what he's going to do. Now he's got one of your printers. Look what he's going to do to it. He's going to ruin your printer, and he's going to hop around about, hey, I won't do what I want to do. Oh, look there, 240.
You know what? There's this magical product that Tallman sells called
low heat.
I've actually printed in it, and it's actually really good stuff. Tallman 3D was smart enough to come out with this thing called Nylon 230. It prints at 230 degrees Celsius.
See, you didn't say that about Nylon 230. Why don't we just go down to Sears and buy us a roll of Weed Whacker line?
Well, Tom Witt, the reason why you don't want to use Weed Whacker line to print with is because you don't know what's in there. One, and two, it probably has fiberglass in it that'll probably chew your nozzle death.
It says nylon on the package.
Yeah, but some of them actually have fiberglass inside to reinforce it, so that's going to do a wonder on your nozzle.
Well, my printer's got a Micro Swiss on it.
Then how about tomorrow on your day off, we go to Sears and we buy ourselves some string trimmer line. I'm serious. I will buy it for you.
What's the closest size to 1.75 of... Is it like 0.80 or something like that? 0.68. So what's his Weed Whacker line be what? 0.65?
Probably.
Be the closest to it? You know what? We can't get it from Sears because all that's twisted. So we'd have to find somewhere where they've got it just flat. See how that's got grooved? And they have twisted to cut down on noise. We need one that's not twisted. So they do have it in 0.65. That's the blue stuff.
Yeah.
That's got edges to it. We need just round. Because that's going to change your dimensions. Yep. Yeah, we can measure it and we can print with it. But the thing is, it's not going to be right.
Yeah.
Because of that's twisted.
Oh, boy.
Yes, that's the issue I had when I was looking at it. But at least it's the right color. Blue's my favorite color.
Round trimmer line.
Weed Eater. Weed Eater brand trimmer line.
The problem though, 100 feet is $12. And I think how much was it?
What's the weight on it?
1 pound, or just about half kilo. $25.
And how much is how much weight is on the trimmer line?
1 pound, 100 feet.
Well, you were looking at 2 point whatever. You need 1.75.
I now have 1.75 up.
Oh, okay. That's not what the label says.
Well, that's Matter Hacker's fault, not mine. Go complain to them about it.
It's out of stock, by the way.
Well, the point is,
How you gonna get it?
The point is, I'm trying to say that there's low temp nylon, dude.
It's low temp nylon.
The one thing I will say that I am interested in checking out on my artillery is if it has a PTFE throat or not on the hot end.
No Sears. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to go to Lowe's. I think we'll have to go to Lowe's or Home Depot. Probably Home Depot.
Probably Home Depot.
Because Lowe's is way too expensive.
Yeah. Even though Lowe's is closer.
I need a cup of unsweetened coffee. I need something. Do not use Weed Whacker line. I know Mike tested some. It stink
bad.
Stink bad. Okay.
I have used Weed Whacker line once to try and clear out a clogged nozzle, and it worked, but it does stink bad. I'm not joking.
By the way, I got some more ABS came in. Ooh, did I bring it over, or is it? It's blue too. Blue roll of ABS.
Ooh.
And another roll of bronze.
Ooh.
Which is the rate I'm going with my YouTube button.
You're gonna need all the bronze.
I've had so many failures. So many failures. It's not blurry. It's shifted.
We seriously have a 50%.
It looks like it's blurry, but it's not blurry. It just shifted.
And then what? There's the other one that the edge totally peeled up on over there.
That is the one.
No. Oh.
See there?
Yeah, but then there's the other one over there that failed part way.
Yeah.
The black went
And it's
bad.
not because of the model I created. It's because of the model I'm trying to. It's because of the slice. Why you got a bunch of crackers out here, Cracker? What's up with this, Cracker?
I got hungry.
Come on, Cracker. Let's have a few of those.
Help yourself.
Are these the type of the salt?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good kind. That's
what I'm talking about. Got the salt. Yeah.
So let's see. This one, for some reason, the black stopped printing on it after a little while. And there's
Because it clogged up, I think.
It definitely clogged up.
I had where it didn't have enough. It retracted to way too much. But what the?
This is called, I had the settings wrong for adaptive layers in Cura. And then thanks to this dude named Chep, I was able to figure out how to set it up properly.
Why does it look like waves?
That's something called gyroid infill, sir. It's supposedly much stronger than regular infill.
I don't care about stronger. I just care about speed. That's the reason why I go with zigzag.
I know. I was experimenting. Oh, TK's asking, hey Jimmy, when will you be daring to print the Celtic egg?
Actually, I was thinking about doing that, and I was thinking, what in the world did you do to this?
I chopped it down so it was just printing the top part.
That's freaky. Oh, that's right, because it's mirroring. We're seeing everything backward.
Yeah, we're seeing it
right now. I'm looking at right now. When I look at that, it says "Thank you, 10,000." Over there, this looks like backward.
Yeah,
that's freaky, man.
Yeah, I do have to say though, the little one with the adapter is looking really good.
Anyway, for the Celtic egg, I'm thinking about this one. This is. What color is this? Oh, there we go.
Oh, it's the graphite.
It's got like metallic to it.
Oh, yeah. This is the Filament PM graphite black, which is really cool because it actually has, it's kind of hard to see. It doesn't have like those sparkles in it.
Yeah.
Slightly, it's slightly sparkly, so it has that look
It's
of
got
graphite.
metallic. It's a metallic, like a paint type metallic.
Dude.
Not metallic like in metal. We're talking like metal flake.
That is seriously going to look sick.
Yeah.
But, so the new printer that I got, if you guys haven't figured out by now, is an Artillery 3D Sidewinder X1 V1. So I'm definitely going to be doing a couple of modifications to it over time, but it should be pretty sweet. But the one thing I am curious about is if the machine has a PTFE throat or not for the hot end.
Of course it does.
Yeah.
I just got a hunch it does.
It probably does. I'm probably going to go in there and change it out to a genuine E3D one eventually. But
look at that layer porn, man. Look at that layer porn.
That is pretty good.
Bet you don't know how I leveled that.
Did you use sound waves, Jimmy?
No, and
Did you use a BL Touch?
And I didn't even use any filler gauges either. I used paper.
You did what?
Paper.
But you know, feeler gauges are the best way to do it. I mean, this
run-of-the-mill junk mail paper.
You know what? This guy got so bullied by people because he uses paper that he almost didn't release the video.
Actually, I was going to delete it. I was going to delete it, redo it, because I got thinking maybe I'm just being a little bit too no-count about it.
No, you made a fair point.
And then Jerry got hold of me.
And Jerry set him straight.
Yeah, Jerry did.
I tried to set him straight, but I don't have as much.
I didn't even realize he even knew it existed.
So TK is saying, if you print the egg in parts, it should not need any supports, and infill is up to you. 5 or 6 top layers.
Yeah.
Good to know, dude.
Definitely.
TK is saying he uses paper. He also levels on the fly?
Yeah. Honestly, that's what I do. I'll take and I'll preset with paper, and then I will start the print, and I go by the skirt. And if the skirt doesn't look right, I adjust it a little bit here and there. But it's so close. It's usually less than like a quarter of a turn.
You mean you don't even measure it?
What do you mean measure it? I use paper. So if I'm doing a rough leveling of the bed.
But you know, paper's not crazy accurate. You know, paper could have different thicknesses to it, and that could.
Right.
I'm just playing the trolls on Twitter. It got really bad.
Okay, let's set one thing completely straight. You've got to have a little bit of a gap so that when you're printing, that the filament comes out.
Yeah.
You can't have it right up against the bed.
No.
That gap does not matter what it is.
A gap's a gap.
In your slicer, you start at 0.3 layer height. That raises it up just a little bit more. It takes and allows everything to flow. You usually have, in my case, I take up to what, 110, 115% for the first layer for the flow on it. So it fills any indiscrepancies in the bed, any little chips in the glass, whatever. It's a little bit bent, a little bit warped. It fills that gap up.
Yeah.
That is the measurement, 0.3 for the first layer.
Well, you want to know something funny? I helped Ashley from Chip Builds put a BL Touch on her printer, and she goes, it's a very nice tool. Don't get me wrong. It's very nice, but she goes, at the end of the day,
paper.
Yeah, that's even what she said, because she was desperate for me to put a BL Touch on there. Oh, I want a BL Touch so I can have my bed level on.
Everybody thinks the BL Touch is the end-all, fix-all for every problem under the sun, because everybody makes everybody believe that you need this leveling. The fact is, how many points on a print bed does a BL Touch touch?
9.
9 points. Okay, so it's what? 1, 2, 3 on the front. 1, 2, 3 on the back. Where are the other ones? Right down the middle? Okay, yeah. So 3, 3, 3.
Yeah, it's averaging between those. You can do more points, but the problem is it reaches a level of ridiculousness past a certain point.
And the thing is, it's not going to be an abrupt change it's going to be a gradual
averaging of it.
It's going to but it's not going to take and go, okay, well, your bed just dropped down there and then it's going to appear. It's going to take and just average it. So it's never going to be exactly right.
No.
So if your bed's warped,
it can only do
take care of the warped bed.
Well, I mean, I'll
put a piece of borosilicate
glass,
whatever that good glass. Put some of that on there. Not sheet glass. Not a mirror.
Really?
Oh my God! I read so much of that.
Okay.
I gotta quit looking on Facebook. I can't stand it. I got family members on there that I can't even stand to look at no more because of the stuff they post on Facebook. I should learn that when it comes to Facebook groups, when it comes to 3D printing, because they're just as bad.
They're just so full of trolls. It's not.
You need to print on glass. What do you mean you got to use glue? Well, that's just craziness. If you're cleaning everything the right way, you shouldn't need no glue. That's for cheaters right there. Oh, what do you mean you use build tack? Oh no, that's for cheaters too. Oh, all you need to do is put it on a piece of glass or a piece of mirror. And sometimes I turn the mirror upside down, so I print on the back side of the mirror because it works better that way. It's like,
And these are the people that when they print nylon or PETG chip their glass and then wonder why they chip their glass because you need glue
Or they
there.
end up with a piece of glass in their finger. And wonder, oh, how'd that happen? Well, let's see here. You got a piece of glass that's not meant for temperature changes.
Yeah, well,
it's meant to be in your window.
Yeah.
It's meant to be in front of your picture frame.
And it's also probably not going to be as flat as borosilicate.
Flat, this is, no, and this is the other thing. Glass, to a certain extent, isn't exactly flat either.
Yeah.
There's very few things on this world that is 100% flat. All I got to say is if you got an aluminum bed and your aluminum bed is warped, you can probably put borosilicate glass on it in order to make the difference.
Yeah.
You can definitely get a Build Tack flex plate or one of the other brands of a flex plate where it's got a base that glues down or sticks down to that bed, and then you have your flex plate that goes onto it. And that will make it somewhat level compared to what it was.
Now, the only place...
But this little, oh, that's going to solve every problem in the world. No, it doesn't.
And the thing is, the only time that I will say a probe on a printer works is a delta, because the leveling of those is an absolute royal pain in the butt. And for something like that, having the machine doing it automatically actually makes sense, because the problem is as you get farther away from the center, you start to get inaccuracies in the bed leveling. So there's one example where actually doing software in the machine bed leveling helps.
No, Heath, no. Oh my God, no. Oh, flat earther. There is one thing on the earth that's flat. Earth. Oh my God, no. Have you watched those videos?
I choose not to because I'm keeping what little bit of sanity I have left.
Guy goes into a Target, takes a globe, and proceeds to smash it on the floor, stomping it so it'll be flat, so it'll be a proper representation of the earth.
How long did it take for LP to run into him?
Oh, they kicked him out.
Oh, bad. I mean, PVG just jumped in. What's up, dude? He says, I have no urgent desire to install a BL Touch either. Very happy to be just adjusting it by hand. Okay, here's one of the few places.
If I had a huge printer, where it was just like gigantic, I could see a BL Touch because, okay, it helps out a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. On a Delta or a very large printer where you're never going to have it perfectly flat, it pays to have that. I mean, I will say this much, though. When I borrowed your TiVo flash...
Yeah, Heath, I did, by the way.
Back when I borrowed the flash during finals to do a lot of printing, I intentionally set the bed way out of, like, you know, not ridiculously out of level, but I intentionally skewed the bed. And sure enough, the BL Touch did actually compensate for it. I just kind of like slightly tilted the bed.
But it'll work as long as the bed is flat, a flat surface, and it's skewed.
Yeah, and it works.
Because then it makes sense. But if you have a bed that's warped...
If it's like this, I'm exaggerating it, but if it's like that... Yeah. Or if it's the shape of a stackable potato chip.
Not to that extreme, but you know what I mean. If
there's some beds I've seen.
Like that right there, it's going to have a hard time getting that level. Because, you know.
Yeah.
But everybody thinks, oh, they'll do it. No, just fix your problem. You got a problem, fix it.
And here's the one thing I will say.
The ranks right up there with the people who believe that you can cure a cavity by putting something on it. And I don't mean going to the dentist and getting filled either. There are people that believe that you can heal your teeth. Oh, my God, the internet's so horrible. Oh, it gives me a headache.
I know.
It gives me a headache, man.
Oh, thanks, PVG. I did have fun making the Maker Faire videos. I still had to vote. My most fun one was chasing Elijah around in the dino costume. His dad literally tells me, he goes, Elijah's going to go run around in his dino costume. You need to go chase him with the camera. I'm like, you got it. Let's a madness ensue. Oh, you haven't seen Jurassic Maker Faire?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, dude.
I will.
No, we're going to watch it right now.
Oh, God.
It is so good.
Oh, God. Won't YouTube like kick you out because you watched your own video on a video?
I don't care.
Hang on. I got to find something right here so I can. I know I got it around here somewhere. I just can't find it at the moment. Where did I put that? Go ahead.
What are you doing?
Go ahead.
You're not watching it though, so what's the point in me playing it?
Oh, okay. I'll watch it. I'll watch it.
Get your butt over here. All right,
I'm
here
just
we go.
trying to find my little strong bracelet so I can work on some electronics.
Oh gosh. Oh look, I'm live right now. I didn't know that.
Are you sharing this?
No, but I'm gonna put the link in the description.
Well, why don't you share this?
I will.
Oh God, poor guy.
It's so much fun. He almost eats Joseph Prusa.
Does he put the head over his head?
You'll see.
Did you ever see Joel this year?
Yeah, I ran to him right before I headed out. And then Pooch interrupted.
Pooch is cool.
Oh, Pooch is awesome. I'll never forget when he was showing me the Tesla without a launch control. That was the best. He did it like multiple times.
Don't eat Mr. Prusa.
Still raining at that point. Oh, this is the best part.
He's gonna fall, isn't he?
He's yelling at me. I shouldn't run in this thing. Wait, you'll notice something on the porta potty in a minute. Note the googly eyes?
He lost his eye or what? I need some raw meat.
Everybody watching was just dying laughing as he's attacking the washing machine. He actually went over to the information booth to ask him where he could find raw turkey legs, and one of the people got the joke and the other one didn't. It was so awkward.
Is he gonna get a bite of one of those cupcakes right now?
No, we were going to go get food, and then we got distracted by the dark room, and then his dad texted me and said he needed him for a photo op. So I'm like, okay. I put the kibosh on that.
Oh my God.
We had a little too much fun. Okay, guys, here's the video. Oh my God. Whoa, we have people in the chat. Hi. Oh, geez.
Jimmy, you have flat feet. No, I don't.
So Inventor Square is asking, how is Maker Faire? He almost went, but it was raining. You went Saturday.
Yeah.
I went Sunday. What was your impression of it this year?
It poured. It poured.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people in the 3D printing area, especially over there by that American bar and grill thing that's over there.
Yeah.
That corner was like really, really bad trying to get through there. But yeah, there was a lot of people there.
Overall, in terms of stuff to see, though,
it was pretty good. It was definitely reduced because of the weather. I believe some of the people who would normally be on the outside just didn't show up.
Yeah.
Then there were the ones who did show up, like for the glass blowing and all that. They called it quits way early in the day because it was just horrible weather.
Yeah.
There was no way for them to continue on like that. But yeah, I believe the weather made a huge impact this year.
I mean, I went Sunday, and when I got off the train in Hayward Park, which is one stop before Hillsdale, because Hayward Park is near to the back entrance, which is where I had to go to get my media badge. When I got off the train, it had just started to rain, and the whole walk over, and for like a good half hour while I was there, it was just pouring rain out there. And I definitely noticed the Sunday turnout was way lower, because if you watch the video I just posted or my recap video, the turnout was just, in the amount of people in the building, even when it wasn't raining, was just really sparse. And I talked to my boss who was working a booth, and she said Sunday was like crazy low turnout compared to other years.
If you were coming to the U.S. to pick a Maker event, I would recommend going to the Rip Rap Festival in Goshen, Indiana.
Or if you can't make it to that, I've heard EARF, the East Coast Rip Rap Festival, is pretty good too.
Yeah.
both of us, disclaimer, have never been to either, but I know Murph just keeps growing year after year after year after year. And I really want to try and make it out to Murph.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to try and make it out.
I want to go back to Murph because I want to go back to Chicago and I want to get a Chicago style pizza again.
I know you do.
Because there ain't no pizza like a Chicago style pizza. I don't care what anybody says. It's calzone or all that other garbage. It's a pie. It's all that other stuff.
It's Chicago style pizza.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
So
and unfortunately, nobody around here, even though they say pizza Chicago, ain't no Chicago style pizza. It's a travesty. Chicago style pizza is backward from everything you've ever known.
Literally.
It's okay. So your normal pizza is your crust. You got your tomato sauce. You've got your cheese. You got your pepperoni, your sausage, whatever. That's your New York style, just your common
Standard.
everyday pizza. You get it at Pizza Hut. You get it at Domino's Pizza. You get it at Little Caesars Pizza. You get it at Costco. You get everywhere they sell pizza. That's what they get. Then you've got what everybody in California says is a Chicago style pizza, which is crust that thick. That's not a Chicago style pizza. Chicago style pizza actually has thin crust. It's thin, but it's in the shape of a pie. You know, they take like a pie pan looking thing and they put the dough in there and they bring it up the sides. And then what they do is they take mozzarella cheese. It's not shredded. It's slices of mozzarella cheese and they put it in the bottom of that. Then when they get that in there, they take their sausage and they put that all over the bottom of it on top of the cheese. And then if they go to do pepperoni, they can do pepperoni. And then you take a tomato sauce, not marinara sauce, but tomatoes like diced tomatoes or stewed tomatoes or whatever. And they fill that, they put like that much over the top of that. Then they take more cheese. They take I forget what the other cheeses they use, but it's like a powdery looking cheese. It's not the one for spaghetti, but it's a different one.
Parmesan.
That same Parmesan. I don't know what it is, but
Queso
they put
fresco.
I don't know what.
Feta.
I have no clue. I
Ricotta?
don't tell you. I don't know, but it's
Probably
not.
ricotta.
It could be ricotta.
Probably ricotta.
They put that over the top of it, and then they cook it. And they cook it like, pizza around here's what, 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
This thing cooks for like 35 to 45 minutes. And they cook it in the oven.
Well, they doing cooking a dinner roast.
Essentially, that's what it is, and then they bring it out. And the cheese just like strings like crazy. I mean, it's so good. I mean, it just melts in your mouth and the dough and everything just tastes really good. But no, they don't have that out here. They want to say you crust that thin. That's Chicago style pizza.
No.
Have you ever been in Chicago? That is no Chicago style pizza.
Whatever.
I know. Right over. I give up.
3D printing with Heath is saying you've never had pizza unless you visit the UK.
Oh, I could imagine.
Oh, yeah.
I could imagine.
Well, my mom and sister have traveled into Europe, and they tell me that pizza out there is like,
yeah,
blows the pants off of even the best Italian joints out here.
I believe
it. And I trust them because you've got the tomatoes. Just everything out there is going to be different. It's kind of like when you have bagels on the East Coast versus bagels on the West Coast. You got the water, you got the yeast, you got the wheat, the dough.
And that's the difference of the Chicago style pizza compared to the pizzas I hear. The pizzas I hear, you make the dough, you cook it. Back there, they make the dough and it sets for a day or two. It ages. And it gives it a different taste. It gives it a buttery, I guess they call it a beer taste or something like that.
Yeah.
Because the yeast is allowed to activate for all that time. And then they take it and they do what they're going to do.
It's kind of like when you're making bread at home and you let it rise and then you squash it down. You let it rise and you squash it down. You do that.
Punch it down that pulley.
Yeah. Well, you do that. You do that X number of times. And the more you do that.
Take it out and you go, yeah, it's a bad piece of dough. Bad piece of dough. Yeah. Bad dough. Get your bad self up in this pan.
The point is, though, the more times you do that up to a certain point, the more flavor, the more time that the yeast has to break down the wheat, the gluten in there, and it really changes the consistency of the final product. You know, there's a lot. It's like why when you're watching cooking shows, they'll say either beat the dough for a long time so it makes a lot of gluten, or they'll say barely whisk it so it stays as, you know, crumbly as possible.
Right. Gotta beat it into submission.
Jeez.
Beat it. Yeah. He's got the idea right there.
Keith is saying that's how we do it. We leave it to rest for 3 days.
In Chicago, that it's usually a minimum of 48 hours that they allow their dough to rest, as they call it.
Yeah, which makes sense.
And it makes a huge difference. I mean, a huge difference.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, it's like, that's the thing, though. It's like when you get sourdough bread from, say, Boudin Bakery or, I forget, like Acme or Summer Freddy's, like one of those bakeries in the Bay Area that's known for making really good bread, that has, you know, a recipe that they've done since forever. They're using the same starter forever. You taste that versus just some cheap bread you get at Safeway. I mean, the taste difference, you can't beat the stuff that's, you know, they've given it time for the yeast to just impart that flavor, and just the texture and everything is just totally different.
Michael says he likes Aldi's frozen pizza. Okay, I'll tell you what. That's going to sound horrible. I would much rather have a Mama Rosa's pizza from stinking Dollar General than a Little Caesars pizza. It tastes more like pizza than Little Caesars pizza.
Fair point.
I would rather go to AM/PM and get 2 of their stuffed crust pizzas for $3 than to get a round stinking Little Caesars pizza.
$5 hot and ready.
Yeah. $5 hot and ready to me is just one of the most vile pizzas ever created on the face of the planet.
Yeah, but
Now, the square one is all right, providing that they'll put a little bit extra sauce on it.
Yeah.
It's all right.
You better not trash crazy bread, though.
It's crazy bread.
It's crazy. Well, I will say that I was watching this.
As long as you got dipping sauce, it's crazy bread.
Yeah, no, I mean, the thing I will say, though, is I was watching a video by this really interesting YouTube channel called Company Man, and he was talking about the rise, fall, and rise again of Little Caesars. And people were saying in the comments that, you know, yes, Little Caesars $5 hot and ready pizza is not the greatest, but say you've got a bunch of kids at an event that you need to feed at $5 a pizza, kids are not going to know the difference. So
I wouldn't do that to my kids.
I know.
That's just cruel and unusual punishment.
Well, say you got to buy 4 pizzas. You got to go to Costco at $10 a pizza or Little Caesars at $5 a pizza. One's going to cost you $20, one's going to cost you $40.
The Costco pizza is twice the pizza, both in size and in quality.
Yeah, good point.
Than a Little Caesars pizza.
Fair.
So I would rather buy 2 Costco pizzas than to buy 4 Little Caesars pizzas. Because those suck.
Yeah, fair point. I mean,
Costco pizza is actually pretty good pizza. It's pretty good pizza.
Dude, Costco pizza.
It's not bad.
I mean, honestly, I can't say how many times when I picked up my friend to go to welding class, because she lived near the Costco in San Francisco.
Yeah.
She would just walk over there and I'd run inside and grab a pizza or whatever else she wanted to eat. I can't say how many times Costco pizza fed us. Costco combo pizza.
Yeah.
I mean, I got very good at eating that while driving in my car.
You know what's better than the Costco pizza?
What?
Chicken bake.
Those
Costco chicken bake.
Those are good.
Those things are awesome.
Grandma likes them.
Especially if you get hold of somebody who knows what they're doing. They put enough of that was it the ranch sauce or whatever
I think
it is
they switched
inside
to
it?
Caesar.
Is it Caesar dressing? Well, they put enough of it in there to where it's moist on the inside.
It's so crunchy on the outside.
Yeah, it's crunchy on the outside, moist on the inside, almost dripping out the bottom of it. Makes my mouth water. That's good stuff right there.
I mean, I'll be honest though, the one thing I will never forgive Costco for getting rid of is the soft pretzel.
Yeah, I was never a fan.
I always loved the cinnamon sugar.
Churros? Oh yeah. I love the churros.
I was a big fan of the cinnamon sugar soft pretzel. I can't say how many times that my mom would be in checkout and she'd give me like $1.50, and I'd literally just walk on over there and be all like, Can I get a cinnamon and sugar soft pretzel, please? I felt so proud of myself.
Barring satisfaction for the future. That's exactly right.
True. But I will say though, in a pinch though, if I had to choose,
I could imagine I would too. I bet it would be good.
If I have to choose in the pinch, though, I would take Costco pizza.
Yeah.
Because at $2 a slice, they're literally, compared to most pizzas, they're giving you like a quarter of the pizza for the price. I mean, it's a ridiculous.
Well, it is. It's quarter of a pizza. They take a pizza, go boom.
Well, their pizza's
and that's
like,
it.
like that big. I mean,
Yeah.
they're huge. You know.
Oh my goodness.
Sounds interesting. I'm not a fan of ranch, but that sounds interesting. Actually,
You're not a fan of ranch?
can't stand the smell of
Guys,
it.
this stream is over because I cannot stream with this guy any longer. If he does not like ranch dressing, he is not American. He's a commie.
I've been tricking you all along using them freedom units. Go commie units. I love Matrix.
You don't like ranch dressing?
I can't stand the smell of it, honestly.
What is wrong with you, man?
I seriously cannot stand the smell of it.
What ranch dressing have you tried? Give me a brand. And please don't tell me the one from the packet. The one that says house dressing, because that's not ranch dressing.
Like the Hidden Valley stuff.
Okay, you don't like Hidden Valley ranch dressing.
I just can't stand the smell of ranch in general. There's just something about it that makes me queasy.
See what I got to deal with? See what I got to deal with? I don't know what to think. I'm at a loss.
You're also crashing right now because it's 11:20 at night.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Because we didn't start till 10 because we had to
It
eat
is
dinner.
hot in here, man.
Dude, I'm sweating. I hate these workouts.
It's getting hot in here.
Ooh.
I got to take off all my clothes. Oh, God, don't.
I'm not.
He's wearing shorts right now. He's got the boniest knees you've ever seen.
And I'm seriously sweating in these crappy workout shorts.
He looks like Angus from stinking AC/DC right now.
You're going to say Maker's Muse.
No, from AC/DC.
Whatever.
His little schoolboy uniform.
Inventor Square said that they used to have an apple streusel. Oh, they used to sell it in the bakery. Dude, that sounds good.
Those are good.
I've tried McDonald's apple pies and not the greatest. I mean, they're fine.
Have I tried Yorkshire pudding with red wine, red onion, beef gravy? No, I have not.
That's interesting.
Have I tried mayonnaise on my fries? Oh, heaven no. No.
What about
Ask for ketchup.
what about ketchup flavored Lay's, Jimmy?
Oh God, no.
Did Josh give you those? Because he's from Oot in Canada, you know.
No, I heard about that from some other people from Canada.
Oh, okay.
What else do they eat up there? They eat some really weird stuff.
They have what's the thing that Jerry always likes to get when he goes up there? Oh, I always forget the name of it. It's like cheese curds and gravy.
Mayo and Frank's Red Hot. I think about that for a moment. Mayonnaise with Frank's Red Hot.
Well, I mean, tartar sauce is what technically.
I would try that. I would try it.
I mean, what tartar sauce is just.
Of course, just recently I started eating Cholula on my scrambled eggs at Denny's. That's good stuff right there, man.
That sounds really good, actually.
That's some good stuff. It's like Tapatio, but not as hot.
Yeah,
but it's got the really good pepper taste to it.
And it's not.
And it's not like stinking
Tabasco
which is like vinegar in a bottle.
Yeah.
Vinegar with hot stuff.
Thank you. Poutine, or however you say it, curds and gravy.
Never tried that.
Never had that. I don't think it would sit well with me, but it sounds
cheese,
interesting.
curds, and gravy. That actually doesn't sound bad at all.
I mean, I'd try it, but I don't know how well it would sit with my
deep fried cheese curds. And I have tried those. Those are really good.
Well, we were talking about deep fried. One of your nephews was talking about deep fried Oreos earlier.
I saw some of those over at the boardwalk today. Deep fried Oreos, deep fried peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and a deep fried Twinkie.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I had those over there. I was teasing Beth about it. I'm like, hey, should we go over there and get some of that?
My dad's sitting at home.
I know. I need to come to England. I know. I need to try that. I know it.
Yeah, my mom and sister have been to England. I don't know if they've tried the pizza or not. But don't you guys cook it over a coal fire as well, I think, instead of like wood or something?
They use brick ovens, don't they?
They use brick ovens, but the fuel also imparts, and the way that it's cooked, either direct heat or indirect heat, also plays a role in how it
Yeah.
taste when it's cooked, because obviously one's going to be in contact with the smoke from the fire, the other one's not.
Yeah.
But on James May's old show that he used to have, which is really good, called Man Lab, he actually made a traditional British style brick oven that I think they fueled with coal, and then he made Simi a traditional British style pizza with like cracked egg or something like that on the top, and it actually turned out really good.
Have I ever barbecued a pork loin?
No, you have not. Should we go to Walmart and buy you
Dude.
one?
Okay, now actually, Walmart actually has a pretty good price on them usually. You get the big one. You gotta get the one that's about that long. Okay, yeah, they usually weigh about, I believe they're close to 5 pounds. Take it. I take that Montreal seasoning from that. What's the name of that company? It's a
Weber?
no, it's a seasoning, but it's got Grill Mates.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Get the Montreal seasoning and just completely just make sure it's all over it. I take the charcoal grill.
Uh-huh.
I put the charcoal at the back of it, not in the front, just toward the back, so it's indirect heat. And I'll take and I'll light up the coals, let them heat up. Takes about 30 minutes for it to heat up.
Yeah.
Once everything's all ready, I take the pork loin, stick it on the front part so it's not directly over the heat.
Yeah.
I'll take it back. No, I'll take it back. Put it directly over the heat. Let it go for 5 minutes. Flip it. 5 minutes. Bring it out so it's indirect. 30 minutes. Turn it. 30 minutes. Roll it. 30 minutes. Turn it. 30 minutes. So it's like, what, 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Hours.
About 2 hours, 10 minutes total. It will be completely done on the inside. I know as far as temperature, which I believe is supposed to be like 160 degrees Fahrenheit.
For like 10 minutes or something like that.
Yeah. So it's good. Take it off the fire, wrap it up in aluminum foil, let it set for about 30 minutes. Take it and just slice it. And if I do it right, it'll have the smoke ring. So you'll see the smoke because you close the lid there the whole time. Dude.
It sounds so good.
I haven't cooked one of those in a while. I need to do it.
I love this wireless keyboard because I can just sit here and troll the chat while you talk, and it is awesome.
Yeah, it's great for porn too. I'm joking with you.
You need to go to bed, sir. That or after the videos that Beth was telling.
He was just considering washing his hands right there.
You had to sanitize my laptop. So.
That keyboard's safe.
Oh, somebody's pulling out the British insults. He's calling us a Yankee Doodle. Dude, the last time I heard that was Yankee Doodle Dandy was Robert Llewellyn on Junkyard Wars when the Nerds were on the first American team, and he's having so much fun picking fun at them, thinking they're going to fail the first round. He made it to the finals, but didn't win.
Paul, we touched the topic way at the beginning of it.
And a little bit in the middle, and then the rest of it's just like everything else.
Yeah.
But that's how it goes.
That's a clickbait title. Don't worry about it.
You know what? I don't care. I need the watch hours so I get my money.
How close are you to getting your monetization?
I hadn't done a lot of content for a while, so it probably dropped really low.
Why aren't you doing content? What's wrong with you?
Personal reasons. You know, but I'm not going to talk about it on here.
Yeah, but I'm going to drag it out so everybody else can know.
No, we're not going there. I'm at 2689.
So you're just barely over halfway there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But it keeps getting
everybody. Please do me a huge favor. Please go click onto his playlist. Do you have a playlist, by the way?
Yeah, I do.
Click on your playlist whenever you get ready to go to bed. And please let your videos roll on him so that he can get his watch time up, because it's a travesty and an injustice that he is not monetized.
My bank account hurts because of it.
Well, it's YouTube, so it's not hurting very much because of it.
I mean, I will be honest though. I am.
It would be nice to be able to go out and get a Big Mac once in a while. Once every few months.
It'd be nice to actually not lose money on Patreon every month, but okay, whatever.
Oh goodness.
But no, I mean, the honest reality, is, guys, where I was renting at was actually very hard to film videos at. And that, coupled with school projects and things like that, and just some other things, made it very hard for me to try and get content out. So that's the honest reason why I just didn't have a lot of content for a while. And the Maker Faire came, and then I was moving out of where I was at, et cetera, et cetera. And then, but now that I've got some more stuff coming in and some projects to work on and some project videos, I'm hopefully going to be having some more content coming out. So that's that. But you know what? Getting passing grades in classes, I figured, was a little more important than putting videos out for the moment. So sorry about that, guys.
You're not sorry.
I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
How did that turn out?
Well, not bad.
I think the only problem is you're still getting a little color bleed.
Got a lot of color bleed.
Yeah. You need a bigger purge.
Eventually, I'm going to get my bronze YouTube button.
Don't care if it takes 5 rows of filament. I'm going to get it.
I want to get it. Eventually, I'm going to get it.
I mean, well, the thing is,
Eventually, I'm going to get it.
according to that, it doesn't look like it's fully purging.
No, it's not.
It needs to be bigger.
That's what she said.
Aha.
Oh, let's call it, man. Let's get up out of here.
You know,
I need to go to bed. You need to go to bed.
You know, you want to.
Not in the same bed, but you know.
There is room in there if you want to. If Beth starts driving you nuts with her videos, you can come and knock, and it's okay. I'll clear off the couch. All right.
Please let your wives know it's not all right to be watching that ball video on Facebook. That's just disgusting.
Oh God,
there ain't
so
no
bad.
way Dwayne Johnson goes and sees that guy. Ain't giving away. He gonna let nobody touch him like that. That's the most sickening video ever. Oh no.
I heard about it and I was gagging. I almost sat outside with the psycho
That's just
cat.
disgusting stuff right there. Facebook is getting really, really bad.
Yeah, and they're trying to blame it all on us.
Yeah.
Oh well. It's been fun, guys. Enjoy the clickbait title, according to Jimmy.
Clickbait title.
Stay tuned.
R.I.P. Maker Faire. It's been well knowing you.
If you come back as the tested.com,
yep.
Adam Savage is tested.com, DIY.
Untitled.
The untitled.
Or this is just a test.
Or if it comes back as the tested.com DIY event, you know what? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what tile it comes back on, as long as people have a place that they feel like they can come together under any brand name, official or not, where they can just come together and enjoy the projects that they work on and socialize with each other. That is what making events should always be about, is coming together, meeting new people, seeing new things. Doesn't matter where it is, what it is. That's what it's supposed to be about.
And may I suggest the Alameda County Fairgrounds, whenever they have the big tent up, but right after they do the motorhome shows, that'd be a perfect venue for this because it's a lot more parking there.
Probably cheaper.
Yes, it'd definitely be cheaper. The tent would already be up because it'd be right after the RV show. Hey, there's an idea. Might be a whole lot better place. Of course, again, everybody from San Francisco have a hard time getting there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people from outside of San Francisco have a hard time getting there.
Yeah.
I mean,
I drive to it.
Yeah.
I go to the motorhome show.
You looking for a replacement?
No, I just like going to them.
Fair enough.
That way it reminds me of why I don't want to get another one.
They're like a dog. They're fun to pet other people's dogs, but you know it's nice to not have the expenses.
It's like a boat. A boat's a hole in the water that you throw money into.
Yeah.
It's pretty much same thing for a motorhome, except it's on land.
Yeah. Oh, well. All right, guys. It's been fun. Watch my content. Throw lots of money at Jimmy. You know the drill.
Yep.
Gotta make his car payment.
Oh, God. Don't remind me.
Watch his content, too. He needs ad revenue. I'm serious.
Next week's my first payment due.
Oh, shoot. When do I get paid?
It's going to hurt.
It's
going to hurt. It's going to hurt.
Oh, boy.
It's going to hurt bad.
Vienna sausages and V8 again?
I'm still doing Vienna sausages and V8. Lost a little bit of weight. Can't you tell? Why'd you touch me there? His fingers went a little bit too low. Good night, guys. Take care.